Hi everyone, hope you're having a great day today, and I'm glad you're watching this video right now. Today we're going to be talking about plurals, and there's lots of rules and spelling changes when we're talking about plurals. So I'm really glad that you're watching. And so plurals has to do with the form that a noun has. So whenever we're talking and we're using a noun, we might be using the noun in a sentence as a singular noun. So when I say singular, that means one. So I might be using a noun in a singular form. For example, I saw one cat. Cat, just like that, just cat spelled C-A-T, means I saw one cat. And so I just keep the spelling cat. But let's say I see more than one cat. Okay, that's where plurals would come along. Plurals mean more than one, right? More than one. So for example, I wouldn't say I saw 5 cat in my yard, right? That wouldn't make sense. It doesn't sound right. And when we talk, you've been speaking for many years, and so you automatically add the S to the end of cat, or the noun cats. So now I would say I saw 5 cats in my yard, right? So I've taken the noun from singular cat, I saw one cat in my yard, and I've turned it into a plural. I saw 5 cats, adding my S to the end of the word cat to make it plural. Okay, so we're going to do some because there's lots and lots of rules that go along with plurals. So the first one we're going to talk about is just when a word ends with a consonant. Okay, when a word ends with a consonant, most of the time we're just adding an S. Okay, so for example, like the word car, right? We have 5 cars parked out in front of our house. So car ends with a consonant, R, so we would just add an S. So I've changed car, singular, to cars, plural, right? Just like I did with cat, right? So there's a lot of words that just end with a consonant, right? Like dog, right? Dog just ends with a consonant G. So the singular for a dog is I saw one, or I have one dog for a pet. Or if I had more than one, which would make it a plural, I would just add an S, right? So maybe I have 3 dogs for my pets at home. Okay, so if words just end with a plain old regular consonant, most of the time we just add an S to plurals. But of course, there's always an exception to the rule when we're talking about speaking English and spelling. So let's talk about some other rules for plurals today. Okay, so let's talk about what happens when the word ends with a Y. So when a word has a Y at the end, we drop the Y and add IES to change it from singular to plural. Now, you've been reading and you're going to do a writing activity with me this week. Maybe you already have. But one of the words that you're going to be seeing and reading and writing and spelling a lot this week is the word butterfly, right? So if I write the word butterfly, that just means one butterfly, right? There was a butterfly flying in my backyard. Well, this rule says if the word ends with a Y, I drop the Y and I add IES. So for me to change butterfly to more than one, or the plural form, butterflies, I would drop the Y, right? And I would add IES. So now this is the plural form of the noun butterfly. So now I would say I saw 3 butterflies in my backyard, right? It wouldn't sound right if I said I saw 3 butterfly in my backyard. So I've dropped the Y and I've added IES. Okay, so let's do another one. How about the word pony? Okay, I saw a brown pony in the field. Well, I noticed pony ends with Y. So what's my rule to change a singular pony into a plural pony, meaning more than one? So I see the Y, I drop the Y, and I add IES. So now my word pony goes from singular to plural, and I say there were 3 brown ponies out in the field. Okay, let's do another one. How about this one? Berry, right? I went and picked 1 berry from the bush at my grandma's house, right? Well, now I'm going to change berry to berries, from singular to plural, right? I ate 12 berries in my oatmeal, right? So my rule here is I drop the Y, right? And I add I-E-S. So butterfly changes to butterflies, pony changes to ponies, and berry changes to berries. Now there's a lot more. There's baby. Baby changes to babies. Lady ends with a Y, so we drop the Y and add I-E-S. So lady changes to ladies, right? So that's one of the rules for plurals. Okay, let's go ahead and do another one. Now, if the word ends with an S or an X or an SH, we add ES to our word to change it from singular to plural. So let's do one. Okay, let's say that I saw a bus out in front of the school, right? Bus ends with S. If it ends with S, I add an ES to the end. Now I say there were 3 buses out in front of the school, right? I wouldn't just add an S, even though S is a consonant, right? Because then it would be buses, right? And that doesn't sound right, or that's not how I would pronounce it. So the word bus ends with an S, so I add an ES to the end. Okay, let's do another one. How about the word dress? I bought a new dress, or I got a new dress for my birthday. Okay, well, dress ends with an S, so I wouldn't just add another S, dresses. No, when a word ends with an S, I add ES, dresses, right? I packed 3 dresses for my trip. Okay, now let's do one with X. Same thing, if a word ends with X, I'm going to add ES. So for instance, the word box. I had a shoe box in my closet. All right, well now, let's say I need more than 1 box. Maybe I need lots of them because I'm getting ready to move. So my word ends with X, so I add ES. So I would say I need about 12 boxes to pack, right? So box, singular, turns to plural, more than 1, boxes. Okay, let's do a few for SH. Okay, so if a word ends with SH, we're also adding ES at the end. So let's say my word is wish, right? Close your eyes, blow out your candles, and make a wish, right? That's singular, 1 wish. But now let's say, oh, the genie said I could make 3 wishes, right? So now more than 1 wish, so I add ES to the end. Wishes. I was able to make 3 wishes come true. Okay, same thing. Let's do dish, right? Dish. Oh, I dropped the dish and it broke. Well, dish ends with SH, so I know if I mean more than 1, I'm going to add ES. So I helped my mom wash all of the dishes, meaning more than 1. Okay, let's go ahead and do another rule for plurals. All right, so if the word ends with an F, we cross off the F and we add VES. Okay, so let's, for instance, take the word wolf. Right, I read a story about a wolf. Well, if I want to change wolf from 1 to more than 1, what's my rule? I drop the F and I add VES. So I'm going to drop the F and I add VES. Now I say, oh, there were 3 wolves running across the field, right? I wouldn't say there were 3 wolves, right? 3 wolves running across the field. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one here. Calf. The mother cow had a calf, right? The word ends with F. So if the word ends with an F, I drop the F and add VES to change calf, singular, meaning one, to more than one, calves, calves. The calves were jumping and running around in the field, meaning more than one. Or the mother cow had 2 calves that followed her around the field. Okay? And then let's do another one with F. Okay? Shelf. Please put the book on the shelf. Shelf ends with F. To turn it into more than one, I'm going to drop the F and add VES. So now I put VES. Now it says shelves, meaning more than one. Okay, and we could say we have lots of bookshelves in our classroom. We definitely have more than one bookshelf in our classroom. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and do another rule. Sometimes the whole word changes. Okay, so let's write that up here. The word changes to make it a plural. So let me show you what I mean. So whenever I'm talking about a mouse, oh, I saw 1 mouse running across the floor, right? But I don't say I saw 5 mouses running across the floor. No, the word would change. The word mouse now changes to mice. There were 5 mice running across the floor. Okay, let's go ahead and do another one that changes. How about this one? I saw a goose at the duck pond, right? Well, if I'm going to change goose to plural, my 2 O's change and my whole word changes. It now changes to geese. I saw 7 geese fly over my house, right? So sometimes the whole word changes like these here. Another one that you probably are familiar with is this one, child. When I was a child, I lived in Fairfield, right? But if I mean more than 1 child, right, I wouldn't say I have 3 childs, right? I would say I have 3 children. So the whole word child turns to children. Okay? And the last one that we're going to talk about for plurals is that the word doesn't change at all. The word just stays the same. Okay? So the word stays the same. So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, let's look at the word deer. Deer just stays the same. There was a deer eating grass, or there were 5 deer eating grass. Another one that just stays the same is the word sheep. The farmer had a, meaning 1, a fluffy white sheep, or the farmer had 5 sheep in his barn, right? And another one that stays the same too is the word fish. I have 1 fish in my fish tank, or I have 7 fish swimming in my fish tank. Even though it does end with SH, most of the time the word fish just stays the same when we're changing it from singular to plural. So there's, I guess, really no change. Okay, so these are just a few examples of ways to change nouns from meaning 1 to meaning more than 1. Okay, I know there's lots of rules, but you're going to be doing an IXL activity today, or I'm sorry, this week on plurals. And so I want to give you a little heads up on how those work. So if you need to go back and rewind this, that would be just fine. Hope this helps out, and I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you soon. Bye.